a coma.
Report in, Task Force X. I know you're out there.
I will be the one who bests you in combat, Batman, not Deadshot.
Was that one of yours? Please say yes!
Your vitals are spiking. What is going on?
He has the advantage.
I thought Shark would take more beating.
Gonna take more than a locked door to stop me, Scarfering. Time for us to check the emergency exits. I'm no snitch, but this was all Deadshot's idea. I'm basically a hostage.
Batman's above us right now.
Ah, it's bloody locked. We gotta keep looking.
What was that? Of course, it's him.
Not how I wanted it to go down between us, Batman. This is my exit. So long.
Listen to me. You get Flash. I'll pull you out of whatever mess you're in.
My guys picked off one by one. This is all feeling real familiar.
Flash! Now!
Find flesh, don't find bats. Easy, easy. I am not donating to this museum.
Green Lantern, I have the Flash. Your 4 escaped criminals. They led me right to him. No, not a threat at all. Still, let their corpses strike fear into those who'd resist. Alive. Of course, Brainiac. We're ready for phase.
Hey, boss. Bad news. We found evil Batman. He murdered a bunch of guys and kidnapped Flash, which I guess is the other bad news.
Batman has also trapped us.
I want you back at the Hall of Justice. Go to the other exit and wait for support. Waller out.
Author, presenter, welcome to the real Batman experience. Harley Quinn. Once a promising young psychiatrist, she returned to the asylum to terrorize it as Joker's sidekick.
Every gal has a phase they regret. Maybe mine
As a
happens to get me
last resort,
consecutive life
Joker
sentences.
used his own experimental Titan mixture. The super serum warped his body to match his twisted mind. But it wasn't enough to defeat Batman.
I can't even say that's the most messed up thing he did.
The strongman Bane was secretly imprisoned and experimented on in Arkham's depths to create a powerful new strength serum, Titan. Serial killer Victor Zsasz was let loose on the island, claiming several more lives that night, marked indelibly on his skin. Following the fall of the asylum, Gotham's Skid Rows were turned into the super prison, Arkham City. An urban hell, where the only rules were made by the villain ringleaders and their gangs. I know, I was on the ground, and so was Batman.
The only way to get by in this place is to get ourselves some respect.
Fear! That's how we get respect! Show them all how we do things!
You know, if you pick the right side and then piss off the boss, you were set. At least, till the bat showed up anyway.
Bring out the defendant!
You certainly know how to keep a girl hanging, Harv.
Court is in session.
Grab him and cut him in two!
Batman cleaned out Arkham City. Two-Face, Penguin, Ra's al Ghul, even the Joker. Batman's nemesis died poisoned by his own chemical compound. A tragic irony. Batman and Joker's rivalry finally ended in Arkham City. I don't doubt Batman would have saved the maniac if he could, but the Titan poison ensured this was Joker's last laugh.
I compartmentalized all this in a box, in another box, in a fridge, in a junkyard.
Solomon Grundy wasn't just a nursery rhyme. Penguin discovered this legendary monster under the Iceberg Lounge and put him to use as rancid, undead muscle. Basil Carlo, Clayface, worked for Joker, impersonating the criminal mastermind who hid behind the scenes. Quite the performance. And his last. Jarvis Tetch, the Mad Hatter, a real head case. A hypnotist fixated on fantasies. The only thing he sought more than his Alice was to control Batman. Victor Freeze, this brilliant but cold scientist, would do anything to protect his wife Nora, whether that meant opposing or aiding Batman. Talia al Ghul, once second in command of the League of Assassins. Sadly, the spark between her and Batman was extinguished at Joker's last stand, along with her life. Professional killer Deadshot was hired to assassinate several VIP targets, like myself, and Bruce Wayne and Batman. Close calls with death that night. Ra's al Ghul, head of the League of Assassins, was obsessed with making Batman his successor. But Al Ghul underestimated Batman, and it would be his downfall. Professor Hugo Strange was the madman pulling the strings behind Arkham City. Intending to destroy the prison and its inhabitants, he instead died within its walls. The city's darkest hour was yet to come. Gathering Batman's remaining foes into an unholy alliance, the crazed Scarecrow plunged Gotham into a waking nightmare.
Welcome to Gotham, the city of fear. You thought me gone, didn't you, Batman? Lost in the waters beneath Arkham. But like all submerged, forgotten fears, eventually I returned. My fire crew was trapped, but we owe Batman our lives. He just kept pushing himself past the limit.
Batman turned back the tide of fear, reclaimed the city. But at what cost? In defeating Scarecrow, his identity was revealed to the world. In the end, Ivy was more plant than person, yet she chose to help the people of Gotham. She sacrificed herself to neutralize Scarecrow's toxin clouds with plant life.
Oh, Red. Why'd you have to sacrifice yourself for the greater good?
The pyromaniac Garfield Lynns thought he could indulge in the chaos, striking not just Gotham's buildings, but the fire departments protecting them. Who was the Arkham Knight? The mysterious figure seemed to aid Scarecrow, but vanished after his defeat. I believe his methods were very similar to the vigilante Red Hood. As always, Edward Nygma forced Batman to participate in his riddles, even capturing Batman's sometime ally Catwoman as incentive. Arms dealer, gang leader, the sadistic kingpin Oswald Cobblepot, better known as Penguin, flooded lawless Gotham and Blackgate with weapons. I personally investigated Deacon Blackfire, a cult leader who thought human blood made him immortal. Crazy, of course, but he still tried to sacrifice me. Slade Wilson, the super soldier known as Deathstroke, came to Gotham that night leading a whole militia, but his vendetta was with one man, Batman.
Millions of parent deaths sent shockwaves through Gotham City. It seemed unbelievable. Impossible. Batman's legacy would live on in many ways, including persistent underworld rumors of an even more fearsome vigilante.
The Demon Bat, terror of Gotham's criminals. But let me ask you, would the events you've witnessed not drive any man to a place of darkness? Laszlo Valentine is one sick individual, a freakish surgeon whose idea of making his patients better was changing them into featureless dolls. Several years after faking his death, Bruce Wayne finally returned, drawn back to the light by the metahuman superheroes from Metropolis. They asked Batman to join the Justice League. He accepted. And so, the story of Bruce Wayne, the Batman, continues, far from the mean streets of the city that made him. I'm Jack Ryder. Thanks for taking this journey with me.
Hey, Waller, we're at the exit. Are you gonna spring
Ah, shit! It's a ghost!
Are the spirits of your ancestors typically digital?
What's she doing now? Trying to give us the brain spasms?
She cracked the lock! Thank you, strange holographic girl!
You guys, ghosts are real.
You ate a lot of lead paint growing up, didn't you, Boomerang?
Yeah? And? Let's get back to the hall before Waller turns our heads to hamburger.
Or we could go on the Batman experience again. Museums are places of learning. Perhaps we can learn to work together.
Huh. Follow that green beam. You'll find lanterns set up in some bullshit-ass construct castle.
You jealous, Deadshot? You sound jealous.
Lantern's fortress is very impressive, but our orders are to return to the Hall of Justice, not marvel at his powers. New targets.
Come on, Spill Floyd. You and the real Deadshot a double act or something? Mistaken identity?
It's no good shooting those transport drones. The Skull
The
ship
deal
just grabs
is,
them up
you keep
quicker.
asking, and I'm gonna put these size 11s up your narrow ass.
Embarrassing, yeah?
Lay off, Boomerang. A man's backstory is personal. Special.
Thanks, Quinn.
And probably involves long-lost twins of another race.